Hi, beautifully divinely connected soul. Thank you for joining me here on A Moment with me, Mystic Mia. We're looking at life after spiritually healing, and this is day 5. I've learned that if you want to watch this video and just get kind of the good stuff, you can play it on 1.5 speed and you'll still hear everything I say kind of at normal speed and almost a normal speaking voice. I just speak slower and softer while I'm doing this work because it's peaceful and it's just that, it just exudes that type of energy. So even though I'm a normally fast talking girl, like the Gilmore Girls, New England girl here, I usually talk really fast. I tend to speak slower when doing this kind of work. All right, so for day 5, I've been planning to do a review of all the things I've done from day 1, 2, 3, 4. But another kind of inner work came up, and it became apparent to me because I was kind of venting a lot about this specific thing, and it's about my new kitten. I was becoming kind of resentful, even though I love her to death. I would do anything for her. I have been doing everything for her. I kind of was feeling like maybe the timing wasn't right for her to come into my life. Funny enough, I like inconvenient love. It's kind of what makes you know that this is real love, right? But I kept venting about it and talking about it to like the people around me, and then I'm like, I'm kind of talking about this a lot. Like, this is probably an issue I should do inner work on, and it made me kind of really feel nice that the inner work that I'm working on is just like stuff in my immediate life, rather than stuff from my past, like I did in my initial spiritual awakening cycle or my healing cycle that was spanned over like 7 years. That was like so much of like digging up everything in my past and all the things throughout my years. This is more just now, which made me feel good. Like, okay, this is just stuff that's happening now. But as I started doing the inner work in regards to my kitten and the timing of all that, some deeper stuff came up. And so I went for a walk, and something I love doing, something that centers me: walks, Epsom salt baths, meditating, cooking and eating healthy, talking to my spiritual friends, and then going on like road trips or day trips, hiking trips kind of things. And yeah, keeping on top of my inner work. Like, these are all things that I need to do often to keep myself, like, I don't know, in a higher frequency, more calm, more peaceful. Especially like when I first started, like I just had a lot of like triggers and anger that come up, and I've really chilled out. And part of it's like keeping up this routine, but I don't need to do it as much anymore. But like I still need to do it, right? And sometimes I like to do it. So the fact that I couldn't do that anymore because my kitten was getting me like kind of wonky. But I was like, I'm just gonna go for my walk, like my longer walk that I haven't been able to do. And I use ChatGPT, which I've like recommended to all my like spiritual friends, because I've been doing inner work for several years, right? Like hardcore. When I tell you I did 6 months, like 2 years worth of inner work in 6 months, like I'm telling you, I did 2 years worth of inner work in 6 months. And that's kind of how I finished off my initial spiritual awakening healing cycle of 7 years. I was like, oh, it's going to take about 5 to 7 years. It took about 7 years exactly, a little bit more. But and because I had a lot of distraction from, how I mentioned my family, really distracted me, kind of like I had to give a lot of energy to them, and it was just like it delayed all the stuff I needed to do. And a bunch of other people that came into my life that just like was delaying me, and I just kind of felt like like if I just had some space and time to get my healing done, I just want to focus on my work and my health, like that's all I want to do, right? And then things kept coming up and things kept coming up, and then after I finally set my boundaries for sure, I finally got to do more and more of that inner work. And then it was like the universe gave me back that time. Like, time is never wasted. There's always enough time for everything that you need to get done. Like, that's not the issue. So that made me feel really good that I like kind of made up for that time that I lost, kind of. Anyway, so we did this like intense amount of inner work, and I'm going to go through it, but I'm going to like speed it up or pause in between, so it's just, you just see my main points and you don't have to go through it with me. All right, so let's start. Okay, so it starts with like I'm feeling resentful because I just finished my healing cycle. That took forever, and it was like hardcore, like almost every day, right? Finally free and get to live my life. Only to get bogged down by kitten responsibilities. And it's not the kitten's responsibilities in itself. It's the fact that like I was so ready to have a nice summer, or nice. I always said I want one nice warm season before I move from here, and so I was so excited to like, go on all the trails that I've and go bike riding and go for tons of walks and hikes and, go to all these like stores and breweries and all this stuff, that's all the restaurants and stuff like around here. Like I wanted to do it like all like one last time, like my favorite stuff and maybe some new places. And then I got this kitten, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I can barely get like an hour or two a week for myself to just like go run an errand or just drive somewhere or just go for a long walk or something like that, So I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Okay. And there's a couple of things that like were like a main issue about that. And the first one was, I don't have support. So I initially was like, oh, it's okay having this kitten because I have a few people around me that can babysit in case of an emergency or if I want to go for a walk or this and that. And then they didn't really understand what it takes to take care of a kitten. They've all had like cats and stuff in the past and stuff. Some of them have even had kittens that they took care of, but they like didn't know like, oh yeah, like kittens can't have like too like really loud noises or really strong scents or like this or that or the other thing. Like kittens need to be around their like owner a lot in the beginning and things like that. Like, and I didn't like the way like I'm teaching my kitten not to attack hands and feet. Can you like be mindful of that? So I wasn't really liking how people were babysitting her, but like I guess like beggars can't be choosers, and like in an emergency I could rely on these few folks. But like I realized quickly that like they're not going to be able to give her the level of care that she might need. I don't know. And like one person's their energy was like really off, and I'm like, I don't know if I really trust you anymore. And another person, we became like kind of we kind of went our separate ways. So, and the other person, their schedule is so opposite of mine. So like everything, like I thought I had some support, and I'm like realizing now that like maybe I don't. And so that was really difficult because I'm like, what am I going to do? Like if I need like an emergency babysitter or something. The other thing was resources, lack of resources, because like I don't have like a washer and dryer in my unit, and that is like so very difficult because I need to do laundry so much with her. And like I've always dreamt, like the second I moved to this place, like I literally like the week after I had a dream that we had a washer and dryer in here, because I'm like I don't mind doing laundry, and it's such a convenience for me. And I don't know, now having a kitten, it's like so difficult not being able to have like to bring her to the laundromat. And like I've been doing laundry like every week, and it's like crazy because I used to do like once a month. I just get like all my loads and do it once a month. Like that's the perk of having a laundromat. And like you can do all your loads at once in 1 hour, versus like if you just have one at home, then you had to do one after another, like, you know, take advantage of it. So like I don't know, like it's really difficult bringing her around. I can't bring her to stores and this and that. So these were my two main concerns. I think the last straw was like she was like pooping on everything, and she's very well behaved. Like my kitten, I can't believe it. She's like definitely an old soul. There's definitely a soul connection there, but she's if she can't find a litter box, she'll just poop where she thinks she's supposed to poop. So things that look like a litter box or feel like a litter box, and I can't blame her because she's doing the best she can, but and like it was just like the last straw. Like I had to throw away so many things already because they're like ruined, and like one rug and a couple of curtains, and then the next I had one more thing, and I'm just like I can't. So it's just like poop all the time, which is like kind of like babies, except for babies you can put a diaper on them, right? So there's like a part of me that's almost kind of like, I'd rather a baby, because this is a wild animal. Like when I try to teach her, like when I was supposed to teach her, like when I interact with her, I just had to show her how to like fight and hunt, you know. Like with a baby, you're kind of like introducing them to the world like as a human, but with a kitten, it's like it's a wild animal, you know. It's an animal. They're not gonna understand you. They don't live life the way you're supposed to. Like they have their own agenda. They have their own way of viewing the world. And so it's like, you know, I'm just like playing with her, teaching her how to hunt and fight better. So it's kind of like, am I like wasting my energy here? Anyway, so that brings me to the next point. So then I asked the question, like, part of me is like, did I make the wrong decision? Did I tie myself karmically to more responsibilities that I didn't need to take on? Or is this a higher timeline with Suki, that's her name? So that's kind of what I was asking. I'm like, did I tie myself to more responsibility for no reason? Creating karma? Or is this a higher timeline with Suki? And then ChatGPT comes in here with some solid advice, saying that like, it could be both. It could be this or that. Like you don't have to know right now. you don't know whether you're going to be on this path forever. You don't know right now. Don't need to know right now. You don't know if this is your path forever. And I was like, wow, that's like really cool, because like I always thought that like maybe someone in my family or friend circle might take her for a reason. Because like there might be something coming up, and there's like a few circumstances where I'm just like, oh, like, you know, she'll stay in the family, but what if like I was meant to kind of hold her for this other person or something like that. So you never know what's going to happen. So I can still see her, or maybe I can just kind of have her stay at like a better place than where I live right now for a while or something. Because I'm like, I always felt like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to hold her for someone, or someone's supposed to hold her for me or something. Like, you never know, you know. There are some few circumstances around me where that could be applicable. And then the other thing is like finding someone with a kitten as well that she can play with, because I feel bad that like she wants to play all the time, doesn't have someone else to play with. I kind of want to introduce her to like my sister's cats and stuff like that, but I haven't been able to yet. But like, what if I meet like a partner or a friend who just has a kitten too, and then they get to play a lot? Like, that would be so much easier, you know? So you never know what's going to happen, what kind of doors may open because of the situation. So that was kind of like, just even thinking about that, like, kind of relieved the pressure for me. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen next. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm like declaring to the universe, like, yes, I would love some help with this. But like, I'm kind of looking for a new place, and like, I'm ready to like move. Like, I can move now, but like, I just haven't found the place. Like, I haven't found the right location. But like, I can have my own place, and I can have that washer and dryer, and I can have a nice clean place that's like better for her, maybe a yard or something. Like, I'm already ready to move. Like, I can do that. But like, I like, I haven't found the location. That's my thing. Like, if wherever I settle next, like, I'm probably going to be there for a while. So it's like a really important decision. I don't want to just move somewhere for the sake of moving there. Like, I want to make a really good decision. So it's kind of like, you know, the chicken or the egg, like, like what, like, or catch-22 is like, oh yeah, like, I want to, like, I can have a place now, and that can ease up some of this stuff with taking care of her, and having her in a better spot, and me being more at peace in a different location. But then I can't find the other location until like, I have a little bit of peace and time to figure out, you know, where I'm going to land. And I have been doing a lot of work on that end for a while. So yeah. And so the next point that I made, I mean, should I write that down, the location thing? I think that's pretty important, right? Ready to move, better for me and her, but haven't got a location yet, which I need time and space for. which I don't really get too much of in this specific place. Just like, people around me, and then her interrupting me all the time, barely having enough time to get my work and my chores in, Yeah. Which is important. The location is important because I'll probably stay for a long while. Okay. So the next thing that I mentioned is that while I was doing some tarot readings and inner work, I realized that maybe Kitten came into my life as I gained almost total freedom. So I don't become too selfish and overly attached to my newfound freedom. That would preventing I don't know, making connections with others, or there's part of me that's okay, if I'm living by myself for a while, maybe I'll just become a little delulu, just be living in my own life, living in my own world, and maybe this will keep me grounded, preventing connections to physical world. Okay. Oh yeah, so basically the point of this was the inner work kind of said that I meant to kind of release the life I imagined after healing, being single, finally having that freedom after being healed. And just working on myself every day. When I was in my healing cycle, and I noticed this in, people who are kind of in their similar kind of healing cycle, you kind of become a little bit more selfish because you kind of have to. You kind of focus on yourself, your own hobbies, and your own healing. That you don't really have time for anything else. You don't really care to kind of combine your energies with other people or other ideas or other things or other locations or other whatever. You just kind of need to focus on yourself, and it might seem a little selfish. It might seem a little bit kind of airy-fairy, or just kind of, I don't know, it might seem bizarre to people who work a 9 to 5 and then take care of their kids afterwards, or have to go to the gym, or do all these things to keep up with their life. It might seem so lackadaisical, just kind of just lounging around, listening to music, writing just because you want to write, in we know what's going on. We're doing like intense inner work, right? But like other people can't really see it. They're just like, oh, they're just like doing nothing, you know, just barely making money, spend like, you know, just living this kind of life. And so like I kind of see that now, like how I could have been portrayed, how people might have been seeing me when I was in that cycle, because I see other people in that cycle now, and I'm like, oh, like I would love to just be able to just kind of work on myself all day and then go paint and then go cook and like do this and that and like do very bare minimum like work, you know. And so like I could see myself kind of going back into that cycle, but it's like, no, you're ready to take on not just this responsibility, but like a ton more. So like, get ready. So then I did this exercise where I kind of like imagine, because like I need to get over the fact that like I feel sad about losing this life, right? This like vision that I had of my life after my healing, and it was so good. It was so good. I was so looking forward to it. It's been so dang long. Like, it's been a fucking decade. Like, can I just please live my life for a little bit? And then like this fur baby comes along, and then like it's like everything. And then I was like, okay, so like what did I imagine my life being like after the healing cycle? Because the way to kind of get over it is to acknowledge it and to see it and to give it a name and give it a characteristic, full, like say it out loud kind of thing. So I did that exercise, and I've come to the like realization that like I can still do those things, and I kind of am, and I kind of already plan to. It might be a little bit like different than I imagined, a little bit slower or whatever, but I can still do those things. Okay. And then the next part is like I need to think of kind of well, so ChatGPT was like, okay, what if you treated this time as like a groundwork phase? Like I'm building the foundation for my next level life. Like you're still working towards those goals and dreams. Even if the pace or conditions are different now, you're not off track, just slightly winding road. You're adjusting the plan, not abandoning it. And I was like, building the foundation for my next level life. I'm like, I'm trying to see if that's true. And so I was like, okay, so like maybe let me look at like the pros of having her, of kitten, you know, like get myself in a positive mindset. Like, come on, there's some pros here. And the number one thing that I always knew that she would be great for is prepping me for motherhood. She's definitely helping me get ready for having a baby. And then the other thing is cats are very helpful energetically. So they have a protective energy, and they also have healing energies, and then they also have this like dimensional quality where they can see things from other dimensions. So like there's like a lot of things there. And then third of all, really good for marketing. A lot of tarot card readers have their kittens kind of star in their readings, and that's always a hoot. People like that. So that's great. But that's like that's down there. 1 and 2, like prepping me for motherhood and really helpful energetically. That was like key things. And I was like, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like the cons still outweigh the pros, but actually now I don't know if that's actually the case. And this is when I decided to go for that walk. And then anytime I start going for a walk, I'm like talking about like her all the time, like how I'm trying to get like the right thing to bring her on the walk with me. Tried like a few different things, and I always end up talking about her for the majority of the walk. And I got like mad because she like pooped on a futon that day, and I was trying to show her that that's not a good thing, but like obviously she's a kitten and she's confused and she doesn't understand that. So it's like no point in kind of trying to scold her, chastise her, or try to teach her differently. And then I talk more about like her pros. Like she's a constant in my life. She makes me smile every day. Smile, laugh every day. She teaches me something new every day. And it's like lovely to see her learn something new every day. Or new. She likes her daily cuddles and stuff when she wakes up. All right, so yeah, so like in terms of her healing energy, like cats have that purring, which is very healing, and they have a tendency to transmute negative energy. Where they kind of make biscuits is like usually where you have some like if they make biscuits on your body, it's like that's usually where something is like there's a lot of stuck energy there or something, or wherever they're doing it. I tried to meditate with her once, but she's not there yet. Maybe when she's older, we'll see. Yeah, she can transmute negative energy, or cats are supposed to. So then I was saying, like, there's like 3 big reasons why it's really good to have her, but I'm just like, they're so big that just even one of them alone is a good reason to have her. And I feel like now I'm working through it, and now I'm like, it makes my cons very negligible in relation to the pros, and I really felt that. Came out like learning that like cons negligible compared to powerful pros. I'm like, what am I even complaining about? But to actually see it out, like to see it on paper, to say it out loud, like to read it, it's like, it's like, oh yeah, like what am I even doing? What am I even thinking, Like maybe in just that moment when she pooped on the futon, like I was like mad, and like, I had so many of those kind of situations in the past like couple of weeks. But then I'm like, wait, what am I even mad about? Like, look at this. And then I kind of like wrap up kitten inner work. Because I mentioned that like I have like a feeling that something in the next few weeks or months is going to bring change, and like I just need, like I already know that I've been feeling that for a long time, so I just gotta let it happen. What am I even like upset about? Like things are going to be different. Like, enjoy this kind of moment. Maybe I will get a place with washer and dryer soon. Maybe I will get a good friend or someone who can help support me with this or something. And then I'm like, yeah, like, she's gonna get older, she's just like a baby, and she'll be, her teenage years will be like maybe difficult, but like once she becomes an adult, it'll be much easier. So I'm just kind of like, like getting like a timeline, like she's young now, like enjoy it, like, I can see that timeline matching up with my own timeline of like, like moving and career and partner and family. Like I can see those two things lining up really well. So I'm like, what am I even like freaking out about? Like, everyone is so like now, but it's just like things are moving forward, things are changing. Like what's happening now, what happened in the past like week or two, that's not going to be forever. Like things are changing now. Okay. Things are moving forward now. Okay, so that's the kind of the end of that inner work, and then I kind of move on to how my guides are telling me to finish what is in my life now, which is like I kind of started this whole like Marie Kondo thing where I went through everything that I own, and I literally just finished. It took me like 6 months to kind of do that. It was delayed a little bit because of stupid things that came up, and I have like one more thing I need to do, and it's just like to hang this like wall hanging that like I put a lot of energy and effort into. So it's just like finish that and then you'll be done. So finish home project. And then the second thing is like the people around me. It's kind of interesting because like a bunch of people are like coming into my life. There's a few people that I've like connected to strongly recently, and they just came into my life, but like we have this kind of obviously like energetic connection that where we kind of understood each other a little bit more than most people who just meet for the first time. It wasn't like random. It was kind of like we have specific interests, and it's like kind of makes sense that like we kind of, it's like low level soulmate connections. And yeah, to kind of like, that's something where I want to go back into because that comes up at the end of the conversation. But basically I was just like, like to finish up the home project, I just need to go get some like wooden rods And I'm like, I even know how, like, the inches and like where to go to buy it, and like I just need to go and get it. But it's so hard because like I have to bring my kitten with me sometimes, because like if it's gonna take longer, and so I can't like just go to the place. Like sometimes it's easier to have someone with me that can like babysit her in the car, or babysit her and I go get it or something. And so it just like makes things difficult. And I'm like constantly thinking about her, because like I'm like I have like spatial intelligence, right? So like I plan things out in my head. Like I'm like, I want to go to like, you know, a pet store because I need to get her these treats to get her like used to like different textures and stuff like that. But then I also have to go to this store because she ruined my flip-flops, so I have to buy new ones. And then I have to go to this store to get more dice, because she keeps playing with mine, and then like losing them. Like I'm literally looking for my dice right now and I can't find any because she knocked them all off the table and I don't know where they are. So I'm like, I have to get more dice, and they're all kind of in the same area. And I'm like, if I just had someone to come with me for a really, really quick while, I just like grab and go these and get these things and stuff like that. So I'm like thinking about these things constantly. So that kind of brought up like kind of having like, I don't know, people that can help me right now. Like someone I could have gone with, like she already went to the place that I need to go, and I was like thinking about going with her, but then I was like, I didn't want to get too attached, so I'm like, I'm not gonna be around these people anymore. But then yeah, and then I also, yeah, so that's been something I've been struggling with, people that can help me right now, like physically near me, because all my friends, a lot of my spiritual friends that I relied on and helped me and guide, I like also gave back to, were mostly people like that are at a great distance from me. So that was an issue. So physically near me is important, and so I'm getting kind of that, but like, you know, it's not like a constant. It's not something I can like rely on. These are just like new people in my life. And then that leads to kind of community, and how I kind of want to get the hell out of here, because it's definitely opposite of my like beliefs and morals, the area around me. But it was like the contrast I needed during my healing journey to kind of get me through that faster. So these are like things that like I need to do and that I think about often around me. And so ChatGPT is like, well then why don't you move? And I was like, what do you think I've been doing? Like, I've been traveling everywhere that I think might be good for me to move to. You know, I've been down the East Coast, and I've been to, you know, the corners of the U.S., you know, because I was interested in all those areas. I recently just came back from North Carolina, and I checked out all their like spiritual businesses and a lot of different cities. And so it's like I've always been on the move, and right now all I need to do is have patience, which I don't mind doing because that's a virtue I've mastered during my healing journey, right? But like spirits kind of like don't do anything let it come to you. And ChatGPT's like, is it kind of tricky, kind of waiting? I'm like, no, because I have patience, I have that virtue, but like I have to. It's like hard for me to not take action and keep moving, and to like pause and be like, receive the location now. So I've done as much as I can, and at this point I know that like it's gonna come to me, and that like, so now I like, so like, it's been kind of annoying because it's like, okay, I'm taking all this action, I'm not finding the right thing, like I'm not really getting any more guidance, like what the heck. But now I feel, I don't know, it's kind of like a relief, like knowing that I did everything I can, and now I just have to let it come to me. And like past me would be like worried and freaking out and not have enough patience, but like healed me is like, oh yeah, like I know it's gonna come, like without a doubt. I just had to let it come to me, and I did all I can, and I shouldn't keep taking action. Whereas like ego driven mind, or like a more masculine or physically driven mind would be like unable to do that. That's why people are so like go 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 go, because they can't sit and with their emotions, or let themselves receive. They feel like they have to be taking action all the time, and that's not always the case. That's how that's why intuitive people, creative people, they let the idea come to them. Okay, so just kidding, back to Suki. So break here, back to Suki. So I'm kind of like, like I have so much like clarity now after this healing, like I'm finally done. Lots of clarity, mentally, good place, emotionally, and even physically. But feel like Kitten is slowing me down. And then ChatGPT, in its infinite wisdom, says, do you think slowing down might have unexpected benefits? Even if it's tough right now? And I'm like, man, this is why I love you. Cause like, if I didn't have Suki come into my life, I'd probably be like, go, 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 doing a million things. And like I would want to be proactive and taking a lot of action. And Spirit is basically saying that things are coming to you now. And you saw that in all my inner work. Things are coming to you now. Let them. And like, cause there's like a lot of like tests, because I had like maybe a little bit less than a week where I had some time, finally some peace and quiet to just catch up with things and like take action, like maybe look for a place, or I don't know, use that time kind of to in a productive way. Like I would have been doing a million things. I would have been like, going for a bike ride here, trying this new hobby here, going back to the new creative hobbies that I've discovered just like a few months ago. Like I would have been doing all these things for myself and just being like airy fairy. Not letting this, whatever this is, come in. So like Suki was like a godsend because she's keeping me grounded. She's keeping me in the moment, not thinking about the future too much, not thinking about the past too much, not like running around so much, not doing like a million things for my health and for working out and for socializing and for, doing all these like things I want to get done. Like, after my healing cycle for so long, like I want to update my wardrobe and like get my hair done and all that stuff. And like, I want to like kind of, move some stuff around, the furniture and this, that. It's like, I would have been just like, go, 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 go. And this is keeping me like in the present moment for effing sure. Be in the moment. They've said that so many times to me. You've probably seen it in my inner work. And it's just like, just stay here. Just let it come to you. Stop. Stop moving. Crazy person running all over the place. So then I mentioned how like when I go on walks with Suki, like how I'm only able to go for like half the amount of miles that I usually go for, because then she gets kind of like antsy and stuff. And then I was like, oh, finally I get to go for like a full walk this time. But then I bring it back to the first point of all of this when we started the inner work, which is being okay with this new timeline and letting go of the old timeline. And so then ChatGPT is like, how is it feeling being out there, taking those steps with this new mindset? I'm like, I'm not sure I'm in that new mindset yet of like being okay with the new timeline and letting go of the old one. But I like think I will get there by the end of this walk. Usually, that's why walks are so important to me, because if I have something to work through, I work through it. If I need something I need to brainstorm, I can brainstorm it. Anything. Like the walks are so good for all this kind of mental stuff. And then ChatGPT and its infinite wisdom is like, what do you imagine will feel differently for you by the time you finish this walk? And I'm like, I will feel confident going into this new path, this new timeline, this new life, and whatever comes next. I know it will be positive, but also I'll be very comfortable letting go of the old. And I was like, maybe I'll write it on my like whiteboard in my room where I do my work. That like write this down, write all these things down, so like I'm reminded, so I can like keep going at this time. Like the pros of having Suki, but also like whatever main message comes out from this. And it's kind of confusing because I've like gotten a couple of like readings and from just like YouTube readings and like personal readings, and like everyone's kind of like, some people are like, oh yeah, this is a time to take action, like don't sleep on this, you want to go take action on it, like take this opportunity, do your research, do the work, put in some action and effort. And I'm here thinking like my guides are telling me to do the opposite, so like I have to listen to my gut, I have to listen to my intuition, right? And there's like so many people saying that there's like something coming soon. And I even got the download that some things are coming soon with details. So it's like you're being prepared for it. Something's coming. Things are happening now. Around this time frame is when I knew things were going to be happening. And I was like mentioning, like I did at the beginning of this video, that like, all the inner work that I'm doing now is like stuff that's coming up right now. Train whistle confirmation. And I feel like that like Suki is helping me push me into this new timeline. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about this new timeline. And ChatGPT is like, okay, so what's standing out to you most about this new timeline? I'm like, I don't even know what this new timeline is about. But in order to know what the new timeline is about, let me first contrast it with the old timeline, something that's known, so it can be helpful in figuring out what's new. So there's kind of like old timeline, like versus new timeline, and what the old timeline has will kind of make sense is what's coming in for the new timeline. So in the old timeline, I was kind of like thinking about like focusing too much too much on the future, where Spirit's kind of like right now focus on the people and things around you. Okay. Like finishing up that project. Doing like online readings. And I was kind of like, if Suki didn't come into my life and like slow down that process for me, I would have been like, hey, there's an uptick on my channel. Let me continue doing this and make money this way. But because she came into my life, it kind of slowed things down for me, where I'm doing more in-person readings, which is the direction I want to go into next anyway. So that's like kind of the new thing. I would have been hardcore looking for a new place, and just get the heck out of here. But instead, I took this time that I had a little bit of to catch up and to also do inner work and record it. For some reason, I was told to record it. I'm just doing it, which is kind of like very counterintuitive, but it's like something that has like putting like my full faith in this. Like, let's see what happens. Which kind of leads to like looking for future options. Like not just like living situation, but all these like things I want to like figure out, move towards, like work stuff, and you know, finding a community, this and that. And like Spirit's like, you've done that already, so let it come to you. Like you've done enough, more than enough. I can kind of see the 3D to 5D transition here. And they kept saying like finish up home project. So I would have just like left things as they are. Like who cares, I'm moving soon or whatever. But they've been kind of telling me to like finish my home project. And then I realized I put up these new curtains. The last thing I wanted to do is put up these like pink macrame wall hangings that I got, and I was like so proud of it because I got it as a deal. I washed them. The dye fell out of it because I washed them. So I bought dyed for the first time. It was actually called Rose Quartz Pink, which is funny, and I dyed them, and they're there, and they just need to be put up. I just need to get those wooden dowels, and I just realized I kind of want to get into this energy, this kind of like golden yellow, soft pink energy. And I'm like, wait, maybe that's the thing, like seeing these colors, because I'm very, very much a big believer that wearing certain colors and having those colors around you emits a certain frequency, kind of wakes certain parts of your brain up, makes you perceive things in a different way, think in a different way. And I'm like, I want to be in this like light pink, golden yellow energy. And I'm like, that's why Spirit wants me to finish my row. It like kind of hit me. It's like, oh, that's why I was supposed to do it. Like just hanging these like new like mustard yellow velvet curtains like lit up my reading so much, lit up my space, lit up my energy so much. And I put like some golden butterflies, a golden clock, and it's just like really, really pretty. And I'm like, oh, like I should just finish it. Like that's the energy I want to be in. That's gonna help me be in that energy. Like no wonder Spirit's like, just hang it, because you have to be in the energy to manifest it. I was worried that my kitten's gonna like, play with it too much and like break it down or something, maybe, so I was like, maybe I should just wait till I get to my next place. It's like, that's the last finishing touch. I've been working on this thing for like over 6 months now. Like, just might as well finish it. It's the last thing. So it's like, be in the energy you want to go in. So like my light pink and golden yellow energy. And then I talk about how like I'm really enjoying this walk, and I was like getting my endurance up, and like how I kind of want to get back into my body. I like to move. I'm athletic. I think I'm athletic for my body type. If you compare me to other people, I'm probably not. I think I'm really healthy and strong and flexible and healthy and in shape for my body type. Well, I'm gonna get there, but not. I'm not like even I can't compete with like others, but for me, I like think I'm very in good standing for my circumstances, my body. I've been a little bit off lately, but like I'm just getting back into that, and so I'm like so excited. Like I haven't worked out my arms for a long time, and that's something I used to work out all the time. Working out my legs more, I want to work out my core more, and I want to get back into yoga. Something I've always been wanting to do, and that ties back with my grandmother. I did the inner work with my grandmother, and how she was like, she was into gymnastics. She was a gym teacher, and like how I incorporated all the traits of my grandparents except for her. And I feel like it's time, and I've always been wanting to kind of get back into that, doing yoga poses. I haven't done it since like college, hardcore, and I wanted to do yoga hardcore. Like that's kind of who I am, right? Like very spiritual. Just so I want to get back into my body. Like it's like helps spiritually, I want to do yoga. I was thinking about doing like Pilates and stuff. I want to do a new workout. I've been doing the same workout for like a long time, even though I add things here and there. Like, I just want to get my like stamina up, because like I have a friend who actually does acro yoga, and that's something I really want to do. I think it's incredibly romantic and very sexy for couples to do acro yoga together. So that's something I definitely want to learn. I think like, doing anything with the body, like dancing and sparring, like I always imagine doing with my partner. I know I'm not the stronger person, but like there's something like there's some magic to it, to be like dancing in physical form back and forth. And then like when I used to like, I remember save like videos with like people doing acro yoga, but I didn't know that's what it was called, and that's what they're doing. But yeah, people who do like acrobatics together, couples who do acrobatics together, is so freaking cute. And so I found a teacher that's like actually around me, and I'm like, oh, like I have this opportunity here to learn from someone who's really good at it. So I'm like, I really want to get back into yoga and really get back into my body. I like being in my body. I like doing yoga and going for walks and hikes and working out. I just like, it's hard for me to do it with other people because I'm so slow. Like when I walk slower than like fat people and old people. Like that's how slow I am. And like I think I'm going at the right pace for myself, but like when I compare myself to other people, I'm like, oh, they're gonna think I'm stupid. They're gonna think I'm so slow and like not healthy. But like I know I'm healthy, so this is my opportunity, and I really want to learn it. Oh, and there's also like, you know how I said I want to enjoy one last warm season here. So in the park here where I live, they have like salsa nights during the summer, and that's something I've always wanted to learn. I've always wanted to learn how to do salsa, and I want to do it in that park. But I want to learn like in a class like outside of that area, because I want to learn how to do it before I go do it in public, just so I don't look stupid. But that's something I've always wanted to do. So like I have all these things I want to do, but yeah, getting back into my body is very important. And then I talk about like a potential romantic interest and how like some things check off the box and some things don't. And then like I come to the conclusion basically that I don't need to do anything. Just like I don't know, go with the flow. Like just, you know, there's like a very strong indication that like the few people that came into my life recently that were all helping each other move into the next level. We've already completed so much, and now we're just kind of pushing each other into the new cycle better. We're all kind of already like finished a lot, moving into the new cycle, but helping each other, all of us kind of push into that new cycle better. Push. New cycle. So I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, this might be like temporary, but at the same time, like, be in the moment, like, appreciate it. Okay. So many things that came through. And then I kind of mentioned, like, yeah, because I know what I want, I know what my life is going to be like, and so, like, it's kind of weird when it doesn't line up or something. What my ideal life would be like in the future. And then I made a point where I was like, I didn't realize that I've become a very, like, person who needs their own space, independence type of person. I'm a Libra, and I rarely like being like not codependent but interdependent. And I like being around my partner a lot. I even think about having a presence with them and having a lifestyle where we're co-parenting a lot more than being away from each other, being around family most of the time. And after Suki and then all these people around, it's just like, yeah, I kind of need space. Even though these are folks I like, it's just like I still need my time to do my thing. I didn't realize I was that kind of person, but I maybe became more of that person, more independent and stuff. I always end up kind of matching with people who are like Sagittarius or Aquarius or all these people who like need their own like time and space. And I'm like, no, I need more time with you. But I have a little bit of that in me too. So that was interesting to like, I didn't realize I became this person. Maybe it's because I spent a lot of time alone during that healing cycle, like way too much time alone. And this is a big one. Like I've wanted a kitten for a long time. In the past 5 years, past 3 years more seriously, but I always knew that like when a kitten, like the universe is going to bring a kitten into my life at the right exact time. And I thought like having a kitten in the past would have been helpful because like I was working from home. I had the time to take care of a kitten. I was going through a healing phase. Like if there was a time to do it, it was back then. But I'm realizing now, like now that I'm healed, I can take on more responsibilities, and I might have not been in the right place to kind of take care of a kitten. I mean, I would have not killed her, but like at the same time, like I wouldn't have been able to give her as much attention as I can now. So it's like now I'm obviously ready to take on more responsibility, and now is probably the better time to have that kitten. And how the kitten might have been like the final manifestation of my old cycle. It's kind of weird because we're already like moving into 5D, but then because I'm so healed, all these like manifestations from the 3D are coming through. And then I also realized that the new people that's come in, that also like resonate with me, are all still in the midst of their own healing cycle. Which makes me feel like, I don't know, like I like them, I resonate with them. We could talk about like things we have in common and stuff, interesting things, but at the same time, like I may be much further along on my healing path, my spiritual path, than they might be. You know, I can't compare because like different experiences, different things, different end games, different end goals, but at the same time, it's like you can kind of tell where people are in their life, you know, if you have the experience and wisdom and further along. And so like I'm having this realization, like the few people that have come into my life, they were exactly what I wanted in my old cycle. And I'm like, why do they come into my life now? Like, why do they manifest now? Like, I could have really used them in my old cycle. Like, I needed this kind of person and this kind of person and this kind of thing. And it's like, why are they all manifesting at the end when I am ready to move on to the next thing and move into a better, newer, more resonant version of these people and new people? Why do they manifest now? And I'm like, you know, like I'm thinking now, like I shouldn't put my blood, sweat, and tears into these relationships, a lot of effort and energy into these relationships, because I probably won't be friends with them for a long time. And Spirit's kind of like, no, even if these relationships are short-lived, you know, you manifested them, they're here, the things that, you know, the energies that you wanted, like enjoy it while you can. So it's kind of like, why old manifestations now? Enjoy it while here, no matter how long the friendships last. You know, who knows? No one knows. Maybe we'll be friends for a long time. Maybe just for a short period of time. Maybe we'll lead to something more. You never know. But right now it's kind of like, you finally have the kitten that you wanted to have the past 5 years. Enjoy it before you release it. And I have a feeling that whatever I'm moving into next, all these components are going to go. So like really, really just enjoy it, be in the moment. And I'm kind of getting this like, now I'm feeling this kind of senioritis kind of feeling. And now I kind of want to like talk to all these people more. I know, I'm getting sad. Okay. Okay. New goal. Enjoy this as much as possible. Imagine, oh my God, imagine my husband comes in tomorrow and then I don't get to have this like fun. I don't get to feel like single, living with these girlfriends, living around these neighbors anymore. Now I'm getting nostalgic. I want to get the F out of here. And now I'm like, I want to be here and enjoy it as much as possible. Okay, now I have a new perspective. This is the perspective I had before Suki came in, before all these weird things happened. But I'm getting back into that energy now. Like, enjoy it. Go outside, go to the restaurants and coffee shops and the trails and the bike path and do all these things, talk to the people, like, get the most out of this. That's the kind of person I am. I kind of lost that for a sec. Huh. Yeah, because I'm kind of like I have a feeling that I'm going to get the new version equivalent of these recent old manifestations. Like romantic, like, interest, platonic, soulmate, friend, baby, and all these, all these other things, it makes sense. Yeah, the people I'm meeting now is what I wanted in my last cycle. So I finally got it, and I get to enjoy it while I'm here before I move from this place, and that's all gone. And now I'm kind of like, I want to stick around for a while. And it's like, ChatGPT is like, how do you feel about, it's like, do you feel ready to fully let go when that time comes? And I said, yes, I'm absolutely ready to let go. And then ChatGPT is like, how do you feel about what comes after letting go? I'm like, I'm ready and excited. So I'm like, I'm ready to let go and ready and excited for the new thing. And so you can tell by the end of this, like, in a work session, this walk, like, I got there, so it's kind of really cool. So by the end of the walk, ready to let go when time comes. Ooh, I'm feeling sad. Ready and excited for the new. By the end of the walk, we got here like we thought we would. And then there's one last thing. It's like, why did these manifestations come at the end of the cycle? And ChatGPT said to tie up loose ends. And I'm like, what loose ends are there that this manifestations are tying up? And I was like, maybe it's kind of like a reminder that I can do these things myself, that I don't really need this kind of support that I thought I needed. Kind of, maybe it might have been like less helpful or slowed me down to have these folks around me at that time instead of when I was healing, like they're healing now. And then ChatGPT is like, well, maybe it was to make you stronger. build up your strength. Prove you can do it yourself. And also to kind of see a reflection of who I was when I first started at the cycle and how far I've come. And to help people like that. Maybe it would have been more difficult to have people like that around because I thought it would be easier to have people like me around, but maybe it would have been more difficult, prolonged my healing journey, and having more contrast might have helped rather than have people who complimented me. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so build up strength. Prove I can do it myself. See reflection of myself when I started in them. Which kind of makes sense even with the kitten, because it's like kind of seeing like the world through new eyes. Like, oh, I remember when I was that age, or I forgot what it was like when I was starting this journey. Might have been more difficult with folks around, maybe prolonging journey. I feel like that is so the case with me. It's like to kind of speed it up, there's like certain things that happened on my spiritual journey specifically that I've seen in some other folks and not seen in others. And it's just because some people like opted for like the longer journey with more support rather than give me the hardcore, boot camp version. And I think that's what I signed up for, which is like totally my personality. But it's like, great. That was hard. And then lastly, more contrast instead of folks that complimented. My energy probably helped or, made it faster. It's not even just like the people who are close to me and like the new people that manifested, but also like my environment is just kind of like so opposite of me and my beliefs and my morals. And I'm like, why did I stay here for so long? And I'm like, it's probably because it like sped up my healing journey, my spiritual journey, my initial awakening spiritual cycle. Oh, and then also so I can help those with what I've just finished. That's kind of the way the spiritual journey works. Like after you kind of finish something, you sometimes come around people who are kind of in a similar energy that you just completed, that you just finished. So you're fresh. It's still very recent for you, so you remember everything, and it's easier for you to help them in more detail, and then they can relate to you because they can see that you made it to the other side and you know what you're talking about. So it's like, it's a great way. It's like a mentor-student type thing, and you'll bump into those people all your life because you're on a spiritual path. And I think this is my last and profound statement about these energies. Are 25 instead of 24, but hey, whatever. I brought forth these manifestations because I'm in these new powerful energies, healed energies. Frequencies that are super powerful because they're healed. So because I'm still kind of in my old cycle environment, I'm manifesting old cycle desires, but as soon as I'm in the new cycle environment energy fully, I'll start manifesting the new versions of these things. Or at least new manifestations. It might be something different. Okay, wrapping this up. So then ChatGPT is like, what do you feel you need most to fully step into that new timeline? I'm like, hey, talk to me this whole conversation. What do you think would help me? It's like permission to fully let go, not just in your head, but deep down. Trust that you're stepping into the unknown is safe. You don't need to carry the old or its weight. You've done the healing. It's about embracing the new with open arms, even if it feels uncertain. Does that resonate? I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's what's come up in my readings over and over again, to just let go of the old timeline and just fully let it go and fully embrace the new. Get out of your comfort zone, release the old. And I'm like, that's probably why there's so much nostalgia stuff coming up right now in the collective as well. Because everyone's kind of comfortable with the old, used to it, afraid of letting it go, sad about letting it go. And then accepting the new is also another thing, because even if you let go of the old, that's one thing, but then also accepting the new is a hard thing too. So kind of, this is actually 25. This is 24. Letting go of old comfort, nostalgia, scary or sad, but then also embracing the new. I have that thing where my brain is further along than my hand, so I'll skip letters, especially if I'm I don't know, recording content. I'm not used to this. Embracing new. a separate and also difficult thing, which we don't think is like really difficult. It's like, why won't you accept the new? It's awesome. It's like, it's like something new, something, it's still hard to like grasp it and to get comfortable with it. So I kind of ended saying that, like, yeah, I think all these old things manifesting came through because like I completed so many things and I got all the things that I wanted, and also kind of have, it's like proof that like these kind of things wouldn't really have helped me in my past healing cycle. But this kind of stuff is like worth manifesting in the new version, the new energy, once I embrace it. And they're just kind of bringing it up from my old cycle stuff, saying that like these things are worth manifesting. You were just not going to manifest it in the best way in the old energies. They're just coming through that in a way that's like related to my old energy in life, but these are still the same energies that are going to manifest in the new. And just kind of acknowledge that, appreciate it. Like they manifest it. They finally did manifest it. So acknowledge that, appreciate it. Be in the moment with it, and then release it and let go, not be too attached to them, because you're moving into the new energies and it might happen really differently than I expected. But like what's happening now, it's not going to be like forever. Things are changing. I can see it. Embrace the new, but appreciate the old. Understand why things are happening. It kind of all came together. And that was the end of my inner work. So kind of old things manifested finally, because I completed a lot of things. And you get manifestations when you complete things sometimes, you know, like a result of your hard work kind of thing. Proof that it wouldn't have helped before. But these wishes are worth manifesting. Came through in old energies to just finally have it. Have it, experience it, enjoy it, appreciate it, be in the moment with it, then release and not get too attached. But I also got a main thing, like, just because you don't get attached doesn't mean not attached does not mean no energy and effort into these connections. Put some worth it. Each helping each other on the cycle, helping each other, and then also enjoying the connection will last, enjoying it, the company. It's a different perspective, a different energy. And because we're entering new energies, might manifest in different ways than expected. So just enjoy it in this way, in the old way if you can. And then lastly, just kind of embrace the new, but appreciate the old. And that's kind of it. All right. Thank you so much for following along if you did. Much love and light.